Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to continue on this journey of self love, y'all. With this self love, it's important to practice daily. That's one thing that I want to make clear to y'all is that it's a daily practice, y'all. This isn't just one thing you do, it's a it's a day in, day out. And that's kind of what you have to do even when you focusing on your goals. It's a daily thing. Check off those things daily. And sometimes you may not feel in the mood to do some of these things, and that's okay. One thing we never gonna do is beat ourselves up. We can't beat ourselves up, y'all. That's not the move for real. Okay, we don't ever want to beat ourselves up, and we wanna really speak life, speak life into yourself. So when you're on this journey of daily self love, give yourself some grace, give yourself some some peace, some gratitude, and also some encouragement. So let's continue on. All right. So where was we at? We did this, we did that. I think it was on investing your growth. Set boundaries. Okay, y'all. This is a good one right here. This is a very good one. One moment. Hold on. Let me rearrange my shit right here. There we go. So set boundaries. Know when to say no to others and yes to yourself. Setting boundaries is self-respect. Ooh, I can relate to this one a lot, y'all. So with setting boundaries, you're just self-preservation. That's what we want to practice here is self-preservation. At the end of the day, you can love people, you can show gratitude for people, you can help others, you can do for others, be empathetic towards others. However, however, you must allow yourself to be your best self so you can be the best for others. You must allow yourself to be your best self so you can be the best for others. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me with that? Allow yourself to be your best self so you can be the best for others. You can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay? You got to be full of life. And if you're being drained by others who are not respecting your boundaries, then you're not going to be able to be your best self so you can be the best for others. Okay? Like it's this is something that I personally dealt with on setting boundaries because I think about unconditional love. All right. Unconditional love and setting boundaries. Where does the line meet? Where's the intersection of the Venn diagram? You know what I'm saying? Like where does where do you cross over from self setting boundaries to unconditional love? Because unconditional love means exactly that, no conditions. But if someone is verbally abusing you, for an example, do you continue to love them? The answer is yes. But you can set boundaries also. So you don't have to love somebody in a day to day. You have to love yourself in the day to day. Well, let me say that again. What I mean by you don't have to love someone day to day, I mean you don't have to be in their face. They don't have to be in your face day to day. If you love someone, the best thing you could do for them is be a better you. And if that means setting boundaries, then what must be done. You can still love them, but at the end of the day, you have to love yourself unconditionally first. You have to love yourself unconditionally first. And after a while, you'll be able to build a tolerance to people's negative energy. You'll be impervious to it. And oh, hold on, I didn't even switch back to this. You'll be impervious to it, and you won't be affected by it because you'll just be so wrapped up in your own self love that it won't affect you. So set boundaries for yourself is self respect. Because if you don't respect yourself, others won't respect you. So respect yourself before you wreck yourself. You can love someone unconditionally and still set boundaries. It's not either or. That's what I had to learn. It's most important that you love yourself unconditionally first. And that starts with self love and that starts with self respect. And self respect is setting boundaries. Know when to say no others and yes to yourself, okay? When you do that, you're helping the other person because now they're understanding how to love themselves. You're being an example, you're leading by example, you're giving them wisdom. With the experience, behind you're putting the action behind the information. And that creates an experience, and that experience creates wisdom. So you're being a walking example of how to love yourself, how to have self respect, how to set boundaries. So know when to say no to others and yes to yourself. Setting boundaries is self respect. All right, y'all. I hope y'all got that one. Let's move forward. We're going to go to practice radical self acceptance. Embrace every part of yourself. Your authenticity is your superpower. Let me tell you something. Practice radical self acceptance. That accept it. All parts of you. All parts of you. Accept. That's you. You know, a lot of you will change over time. However, you can accept that change. Don't beat yourself up. Oftentimes, we're our biggest critics. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Oftentimes, we're our biggest critics and we're not our biggest fans. Let's be our biggest fans, y'all. Be your own biggest fan. All right. Learn how to accept yourself and be radical about it. And what I mean by radical, I mean like overindulge in your self acceptance. Like go big on that. Like be unapologetically you. Accept it. All parts of yourself. And I may have mentioned this in the last video where I talk about your shadow self, okay? Your shadow gets a seat at the table, but it doesn't get to make decisions. So what that means is you have parts of you that may not be desirable. All right. You may not think it's a good quality to have. You may be manipulative. The other side of manipulation is persuasiveness. So you might be used to manipulating people to get what you want when you could be putting that to use to to persuade people in the court of law, be an attorney. You see, you're taking a negative, turn into a positive, a perceived negative, and turning it into a positive. Transmute the energy. You can use that dark energy. That's what I like to call it. I'm not going to get too much into the occult and all that, but that's what I understand. That's my understanding of shadow. You have to accept all parts of you, the light, the dark, and use it to your advantage. Not in a egotistical way, but in a loving way. in a helpful way. And the reason why we're watching this video is to love yourself. So use your shadow power, whether it's manipulation, manipulate yourself to love yourself more. Persuade yourself to love yourself more. Accept all sides of yourself. Now, accepting it, I had to say this, there's a caveat. Accepting all parts of yourself, that doesn't mean like, oh, that's just the way I am. You're gonna have to deal with it. If you hurting people and you just like, oh, that's just the way I am. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Come on, y'all. This I know y'all. I know y'all. Come on. If you watching this video, I know that's not you. So I'm not even gonna go down that path because we're gonna stick to the positive because I know y'all and y'all practice radical self acceptance and you set boundaries. So the last one for this video I want to get into is celebrate your wins. I'm gonna say it again. Celebrate your wins. Hit a milestone. Celebrate that. Celebrate that, y'all. Make life sweet. Make it worth celebrating. Make life sweet. Make it worth celebrating. Now I have to tell y'all, like these are things that I'm teaching myself. So as I'm learning, I'm teaching y'all because I'm sharing. I'm sharing. I feel comfortable saying sharing it. But if you're learning something from this, then I guess that makes me a teacher. So hey, if you're learning something, put it in the comments so I can know that I'm on this teaching journey. This is something that I just decided to do. But I digress. Celebrate your wins. Shh. This goes back to what I said earlier. If you're gonna be your biggest critic, you can at least be your biggest fan. You know how you gonna critique and criticize yourself and not get the other side of the scale. Like it's come on, y'all. Let's get that balance. We really want to celebrate ourselves more. And I know that there's a lot of ideas and beliefs and paradigms that talk about, I guess being pompous is the way I can describe it. Being pompous, being arrogant, but man, we're not worried about that right now. We really not. We worried about ourselves. We worried about loving ourselves. Worried about accepting ourselves, setting boundaries, and we worried about celebrating our wins. So you're not arrogant if you want to say, "Dang, I did that. I'm happy for myself. I really achieved. I set something out. I set something as a goal and I achieved it." That's okay. You can do that. That's allowed. It's encouraged. I encourage that behavior. Celebrate that, y'all. Make life sweet. You should be your biggest fan. Because what we're doing when we do that, we're not looking for external sources to validate or congratulate. Because what that does is it capitulates your perspective of self. It's gonna skew when you do something good and you did y'all see what I did? No. There's nowhere to look. There's nowhere to look. And if you are gonna look somewhere, go within, baby. Go within, y'all. Tell yourself, thank you for achieving that. I'm so happy for yourself. Be your best friend. Be your own best friend. And I have to, man, these are things that I'm practicing daily. I have to remind myself because a lot of the time, you don't need to learn something new. You just need to be reminded of what you already know. So when you hit that milestone, when you make that accomplishment happen, when you reach that goal, celebrate that, y'all. Make life sweet. Make life sweet. It's sweet. Like, mm, oh man, that win tastes so good. Oh, these goals is just so amazing. I did it. I'm so happy for myself. It's like Whatever your sweet tooth is, maybe you don't eat candy, maybe you like strawberries, maybe you like cake, maybe you like pastries. I don't know what you like, but make life sweet. Make life your pastry, your sweet tooth, your dessert. You can have your dessert first, y'all. Make life sweet. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna meditate on that one because that's hit me right here. Right in the heart. I'm feeling that one in my heart. Make life sweet. You can do that. I can do that. We can do that together. We can make life sweet by accepting ourselves, setting boundaries, and celebrating wins, y'all. Celebrate these wins. It's sweet. A win is sweet. You ever won a game? It could be Uno. It could be basketball. It could be 2K. You could be what's that thing? Rocket Club. Whatever they be playing on. I don't. I don't got a game system right now. Fortnite. You get the number one battle royale. You know what I'm saying? It could be tic tac toe, rock paper scissors. Celebrate that in your life. I went. I woke up today and I went to the gym. Celebrate that. I woke up today and I went to work. Celebrate that. You know, nobody's going to, because a lot of times we think, oh, these are things we need to do. Let me tell you something, y'all. And this might be, I might be derailing a little bit, and I might be trying to make this video a little bit longer, but I feel the need to keep on going. You don't have to do anything. That's your choice. So when you choosing to go to work, you don't have to. I know some of y'all might think, well, I got bills and I got family and I have loved ones I got to provide for. Absolutely. Celebrate that then. All right? Because you are the one that's deciding. There's people out there who, guess what? They decide not to do that. To each their own. We're not passing judgment here. So if you have your morals, your values and standards to where I have to go to work, that's non-negotiable. Celebrate that because that's not a necessity. You see what I'm saying? You can live how you choose. And when we understand why we make these choices, it's a reason to celebrate. You going to work because you love your family. Celebrate that. That's a win right there. We can't overlook. We got to stack the small wins. Keep stacking them. Every small thing make life sweet. That's what makes life sweet, in my opinion. Is when you can recognize every step of the way that there's something to celebrate. It's a milestone, and there's nothing too small to celebrate, y'all. It's not arrogant. It's not pompous. This is not being self selfish or self conceived. What's the word I'm looking for? It's escaping me right now, but it's important to make sure that you recognize when you're doing something that's important to you, when you're doing something that's a step closer to where you want to be. So, I'm gonna go through these one more time with y'all just to recap. Okay, we had set boundaries, know when to say no to others and yes to yourself. Setting boundaries is self respect. We got to have that self love comes with self respect, and self respect comes with setting boundaries. Practice radical self acceptance. So that self love comes with self acceptance along with the self respect. Embrace every part of yourself. Your authenticity, your authenticity is your superpower. So who you are is your superpower. No one can be you. There's no other you. Like that's you are uniquely made. It's just from the biological to the mental to the spiritual, however, whatever level dimension you want to look at it, your awareness is only you. You can only get that perspective. You're the observer. You're the only one that can observe you how you observe. You're the only one that can observe others how you observe others. You're the only one that can think how you think. That's that goes into this next one. Celebrate that. When you practice self acceptance, celebrate and embrace every part of yourself. Your authenticity is your superpower. So celebrate your wins. Hit a milestone. Celebrate that. Make life sweet. Make it worth celebrating. So make it sweet, y'all. Find a reason to be happy about yourself. Find a reason to celebrate about yourself. That's what making life sweet to me is. Like you gonna find. I'm gonna find a reason. to be happy about something I did today. I'm gonna celebrate that. We done beating ourselves up, y'all. We got to get done with that. We got to be done with that because at the end of the day, you do something that is less desirable, less than ideal. That's already done. But you stack on to that when you like, oh man, I'm such a We're not even gonna speak that because we're not speaking that language into existence. We're gonna celebrate the wins. You know what? Although this was less than ideal, I did this today because there's so many bare minimum things that we allow ourselves to achieve that go unrecognized by ourselves, y'all. We have to stop. Breathe in some of that prana, some of that air, some of that consciousness, and review and say, you know what? I did good today. It can be as simple as that. Or it can be, hey, I'm popping out here, y'all. I did this. I was not even y'all, me. I'm popping out here, me. I see me. I see me. I'm out here handling business. I'm out here checking off goals, get it in. So celebrate your wins, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I'm really enjoying this. This is the part two of the self love. I don't know what I want to call it. Mindset mastery, the art of self love. That's what I'm calling it. This is part two of that. So when you can master the mindset of self love, it's just opens your heart up. I'm getting goosebumps just loving on myself talking to y'all right now. I'm just like, ooh man, I'm about to go practice some self love. Not like that. Oh man. Jokes. These are all jokes, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Leave a comment about what you enjoyed, what you liked. And I'll be back with part three. We're gonna wrap this up. Or is it part three? I'm at six. No, we're gonna have two more parts actually, because I'm gonna do 3 slides per episode, per part, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, check it out, y'all. Shout out to all the rebels, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.